What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we are making a dedicated video to discuss some Sugo Fest exclusive characters that I really do think that you guys need to be keeping an eye out for. Now, this video is mainly tailored toward new or returning players, people that have a conglomerate, like a mass amount of characters. I know that if you've done a bunch of pulls on this recent anniversary Sugo Fest, and even this is going to be a good video looking forward to part 2. We know Saturn will be dropping on part 2. This is a good opportunity to have a look, see what's available, and like kind of understand, like there are some really good characters out there, despite that they're not super Sugo Fest exclusives. There are amazing characters out there that you need to keep on your account. Definitely invest in, level them up, get their skill levels maxed out, feed them forbidden tomes, do all that good stuff, because there are really good characters out there that you need to be keeping an eye out for that will help you create content, okay? So, just before we jump into that, I actually was just officially revealed and announced to be a G Fuel ambassador, so if you guys want to go ahead and support your boy, if you ever go ahead and purchase any G Fuel, you can go ahead and use the code TOAD at checkout for 20% off, so that's awesome. So really happy that we finally got that organized, but I digress. Let's actually get into it. So I have gone ahead over to the crew menu, and we got a couple of different things to talk about. So this is the first team, or first, again, this is not really a team. This is just to show you guys, these are the characters that I'm talking about. Let's start off with V1 Rayleigh. Now, Rayleigh, this was the second Sugo Fest exclusive to ever debut in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Now, at face value, he's pretty terrible. But the big thing about this guy and why he is so useful is his support effect. Attaching to Monkey D. Luffy is absolutely massive. And it says once per quest, whenever you're inflicted with Bind, Despair, or Paralysis, remove 2 turns of it. Very simple, extremely valuable to have. So I would advise, if you have this guy, get that support maxed out. You don't even have to evolve this guy, just get the support level max with the Proof of Friendship medals. You can acquire more of them when the Kizuna class drops, which is going to be happening in the next few days. Kizuna class is a great opportunity to pick up more support medals. Get this support effect maxed out because it's going to help you out significantly. So very, very good support, and because there's so many Luffys in the game, there's always going to be a use case for this type of support. Now, very similar to Rayleigh is Don Quixote Rocinante, otherwise known as Corazon. Support effect is exactly the same effect that Rayleigh has, except that it attaches to Trafalgar Law. Now, Law does not have as many characters as Luffy, but it's still a very good support to have. Just removing 2 turns of Bind, Despair, and Paralysis when you're inflicted with it, it's crazy, crazy good. So, would advise if you ever pull this guy to max him out because of that. But even still, his special ability, I mean, this is the 6-star form. When you evolve him to 6-star plus, and you invest level limit break wanted posters into this guy, he actually has a very usable special, removing a ton of debuffs, healing you as well. And then when you invest into level limit break, he also has the ability to do some orb changing mechanics, which is quite good. So Corazon, really nice character to be on the lookout for, but mainly Rayleigh and Corazon are for their support effects. Moving on to another character here is we have Shiroshi and Mancherry. So this character doesn't have level limit break, doesn't have a super evolution yet, but the fact that this character still has open spots for a super evo and a level limit break buff is kind of crazy, because this character special is already not awful. All slots including block into matching, which is already great. You heal 100 times her recovery, and then this effect right here, where it says reduces the duration of a chosen status effect placed on the crew by 10 turns. Up to 2 effects can be selected. So this is essentially any icon debuff. So you've got like attack down, you've got the burn debuff, this character can remove the pain debuff. Essentially, as long as it's an icon on your crew, but this does not include, like, you know, special bind, this doesn't include bind, it doesn't include paralysis, this just includes the little icons that are above your crew menu. Any debuff that is on your crew, normal attacks only, this character can get rid of, just any of those debuffs. Select 2 of them and remove them by 10 turns, full border slots, and a heal. This character's switch effect, I don't remember exactly what it does, reduces your entire crew slot bind and special bind duration by 1 turn, so every turn you can just remove 1 additional turn of special bind, and then changes matching slots into rainbow slots. So yeah, that's a really interesting effect. So if you have a full board of matching slots, you can use the switch effect to make them rainbow. You could then potentially lock them, keep them for multiple turns, because rainbow slots cannot be manipulated by the enemy effects. So lots of cool effects there for Shiroshi and Mancherry. Just a character you can put on your team to remove basically any icon debuff on your crew. It's pretty valuable to have. So moving on, we are going to be looking at Robin and Jinbei. When this character first came out, everyone kind of wrote this character off as this character's bad, no one wants this unit, you're never going to use this character. Boy, were we wrong. This character has been one of the best aged characters in Treasure Cruise history, honestly. The special ability is just so good, removing damage threshold, damage reduction, which is the rainbow shield buff on the enemy, reduces 6 turns of attack down as well, reducing crew's special charge by 2 turns, so 2 turns of cooldown, and then all characters receive plus 1000 base attack for 1 turn. On top of the fact that they have a switch ability that allows you to change adjacent slots into matching, their super switch gives you a full board of matching slots. Also, the fact that Robin gets access to phenomenal supports in this game. I mean, like, for example, let's just go ahead and have a look at what you can actually attach to this character. Looks like I have a filter on. Let's go ahead and turn that off. So we could just scroll through here and pick out some really good supports, right? Like, let's say, like this. Support Rare Recruit Mr. 1. Remove 4 turns of Rainbow Shield. 4 turns of Paralysis. You also get a Chain Boost. Absolutely cracked. You got this Luffy, which can give you a 1.25 base attack increase to the character that they support. You've got that's not going to work. You've got where's Barto at? Barto's a quick unit. This guy right here, remove 3 turns of paralysis anytime you're inflicted with it, which is kind of crazy. You've got one of the best stat boosting supports in the game with Carrot, 18% of this character's base attack. So if you get like this character invested, like that's kind of insane. The amount of attack you can get with that alone. You've got this Nami. Anytime you're inflicted with paralysis, remove 1 turn of paralysis and give all characters minus 1 turn of cooldown. I mean, look, though, again, just scratching the surface there, but Robin gets access to great supports. One thing I guess I did forget to mention as well is their crewmate ability. You can't see it because it's only via their limit break, but I believe they have the ability to resist special reverse, and then you can use their special to then give cooldown to all of your units. The only real downside, I suppose, is that they don't have the fear duration removal as a potential ability, but that's not that big of an issue. It's a very niche situation. But Robin and Jinbei, fantastic character that not only helps you just deal with enemy gimmicks, but another positive thing about this unit is that the fact that it classifies as a Straw Hat Pirate. This character's tags, I guess they don't have tags until they get to their 6-star form, but the fact that this is a Straw Hat which you can use to fulfill conditions for super tandems or EX supers and stuff, another really good reason why this character is good. So absolutely love Robin and Jinbei, just a phenomenal character to have, great utility. And then speaking of utility is going to be Hiori. This is of course the unevolved form. She evolves and she gets a super type as well. The super type is redundant. You're not ever using this character as a captain. There are a couple of reasons as to why you would use this character. The crewmate abilities are not active here, but she has one crewmate ability which says, at the start of the quest, change all slots into Wano slots. Now, if you don't know what a Wano slot is, it does mention it briefly here. So a Wano slot will boost the crew's attack by 2.5 times, and they cannot be changed by crew or enemies. So you can kind of, you know, equate them to a rainbow slot, whereas a rainbow slot and a matching slot only gives you 2 times damage. A Wano slot gives you 2.5 times damage. It is the best natural, well, it's not really a natural slot, but in terms of, you know, pure damage output, the Wano slot is the best slot in the game. It gives you more damage, and they can't be changed by the enemy. So if you lock your slots into Wano when you enter a stage and the enemy changes your slots around, they can't get rid of your Wano slots. Again, just super valuable. On top of all of that though, her special will also give you more Wano slots. It also locks them for 1 turn and removes Bind Despair and Chain Reduction by 7 turns, as well as providing a really good heal. So Hiori just sees a ton of play because the Wano slots are so busted, and then having the utility on top of it. And there are some key characters that also will require Hiori to be used as like EX Super or Super Tandem requirement. And Hiori actually gets access to really good supports as well, like all of the Scabbards and Wano based units. So lots of good reasons why I would consider Hiori to be a top level character to keep on your account. Moving on, we have just some more characters that I really wanted to bring to your attention. So the first one here being the Redhead Pirates, or Shanks crew, as dubbed by the community. This guy, when he came out, was the best legend in the game. We briefly made a Legends of OPTC video about this guy, so go ahead and check it out if you want more information about what he was like when he first came out. But this guy is just absolutely powerful because of the utility in his captain to remove Special Bind, which up until this point, I don't remember there being a great captain that would have that ability to remove that much Special Bind, but also just great Rainbow Captain, matching slots, and then the ability to, whenever you hit a perfect, you do damage at the end of the turn in their dual captain. Now, because they are a dual captain. Their solo captains are not as strong. They do still have the special bind utility, which is the important thing. But then the special ability to give you 3 turns of a 3.5 chain lock is very valuable. This character does super evolve and has level limit break buffs, which makes him even better. So there's lots of good reasons why I do think Shanks is quite good, but he is definitely power crept compared to a lot of the other Super Sugofest exclusives that we have in the game these days, unfortunately. But still a character to look out for because it's still useful to have. Same thing, I guess you could say with Carrot. This character is just a really good unit because of the captain ability. The captain ability being able to give you a lot of cooldown, but for the first 12 turns of the content, your crew's normal attacks bypass defensive effects. So you don't have to worry about Rainbow Shield, Barrier, whatever it may be. This captain ability will carry. So that's awesome. And then the special ability gives you cooldown and an orb boost, which is pretty cool too. Moving on, we do have Jack. Jack, I guess, is kind of superseded by a lot of characters these days, but Jack is still good because he is an EXP boosting captain. Of course, if you have like Simmonoske or you've got the Anniversary Roger, those characters are probably more valuable to have. The thing is, though, is that the reason why he's good is because he's actually really good in Rumble. You can use him in Rumble as like a tank, but he's a tank that also does like huge health cuts on the opponent's side of the field. So that would be the main reason why you would have him. Not only is he's an EXP boosting captain that you could potentially use to farm some EXP, but really good in Pirate Rumble mainly. We have Halloween Ace. Halloween Ace is a character that I use a bunch in treasure map fights. His captain ability is mainly focused on fighter and shooter, but the big thing is the utility. Resisting 10 turns of special bind and 10 turns of special reverse in one captain is godly. Absolutely phenomenal captain ability, and a special that can provide an attack boost. So not really too much to worry about here. I mean, bind removal in the special ability as well. And another thing that makes his character even more powerful is the support effect, attaching to Luffy or Sabo. Anytime you're inflicted with bind, you remove 3 turns of it. This is, I think, to my knowledge, the best bind removal support in the game, aside from maybe that Kuma or Bonnie support that attaches to to Bonnie or Kuma. I know that there's like a despair, like Kuma removes despair, and I think Bonnie removes bind, and they can attach to each other, whatever it is. Those characters are really strong, so there's that. But still, being able to have a Luffy support to remove 3 turns of bind is crazy, dude. Crazy good. So Halloween Ace is phenomenal. And then we also have Rayleigh Gabban. Now, Rayleigh Gabban is one of these characters that is pretty much power crept at this point, but still he has usefulness. And why I say that is because his captain ability removes attack down. So if any amount of attack down that you remove, well, he removes 10 turns of it, but still, there aren't too many situations where you're inflicted with more than 10 turns of attack down. Very rare that happens. So having that in the captain is great. And then the special that can provide you with the ability to remove special bind. Now, they remove special bind via their switch ability. So whenever you switch with them, they remove special bind on themselves, and then you can use their special ability to then remove the special bind on the rest of your crew. They also provide an overrideable attack boost. They remove bind and paralysis with their super switch as well. So the super switch, 4-turn removal of bind and paralysis. They have the attack down removal, as we mentioned, special bind removal. So this character is providing like utility and damage at the same time. I mean, you can't forget about this crewmate ability. As long as this character is a crewmate, remove 1 turn of paralysis permanently. Pretty freaking good, man. Pretty freaking good. And also having the ability for fear resistance, so it's unlikely that this crewmate ability will ever be turned off. Very good. And then the special also provides, as I think we mentioned, but an orb boost, which is great. So Rayleigh Gabban have a lot of good things, utility and also damage output. So absolutely love this guy. Probably one of the best like end of month related legends that we've had in quite a long time. Super solid unit. Then we move on to some other characters here. So these are like the final ones that I kind of wanted to mention. So these are like, again, older characters that I would advise looking out for. So we've got Simmonoske. We kind of talked about this briefly when we talked about Jack. This guy being an EXP boosting captain. But the big thing about it is he's not only an EXP boosting captain, but he's also just a good captain in general. He boosts Free Spirit and Slasher, which are great classes. But he also will remove bind duration completely. So anytime you're inflicted with bind, as long as this guy's your captain, and as long as you aren't despaired at the time of the bind, this character can remove any amount of bind, and then he changes the effect to extend duration of attack boost by 1 turn. So it's really cool. You can do some really cool effects with him. He does have a super type as well when you get him evolved to the 6-star form. Special ability can also provide utility, removing attack down, removing Rainbow Shield, giving you an attack boost for 4 turns. Lots of really good stuff here going on with Momo. He's not that good in Pirate Rumble. Some people have tried to make him work, but let me just say off the cuff, he's just really not that good in Pirate Rumble. This one here with Bonnie. Now, Bonnie is an interesting one because she does super evolve. However, the 6-star and the 6-star plus do have slightly different variations when you evolve them and, you know, having the investments in them. I would advise just evolving the character anyway. The character is just great. The big thing about the unit is there's like lots of things going on. Special bind removal, defense reduction, color affinity, chain boost, crazy, or when I say chain boost, it's chain lock. I believe it's chain boundary when you super evolve her, and there's other differences as well. But the other thing is that the 6-star plus version of Bonnie in Pirate Rumble is a very good character for the int-focused teams. So do keep that in the back of your mind if you do end up wanting to build an int-focused team. If you've got characters like 10th Anniversary Luffy versus Blackbeard, Oiran Yamato, potentially, you know, the New Year's Sabo, like running this alongside those type of characters, extremely strong. This character is a great unit to be looking out for in Pirate Rumble, so long as you have the 6+. Then, the final character is another character that is just a generic end-of-month legend. You can get this character from tickets as well, so any of these red tickets that we've been acquiring, this character is also pullable. Christmasuta has been surprising. I can't believe how good this character actually is. So, in terms of normal content, she's usable, for sure. She's not, like, the best legend ever, but, like, you could use her for sure. She's got some cool abilities. The big highlight, though, is that in Pirate Rumble, she is, I would argue she is, like, essential to make strength teams actually good. Which is crazy to say, because the strength team is already quite good. You got, you know, 8.5 Anniversary Luffy, you've got Strength Rebel Kuma, you could potentially use Jack if you wanted to as well. You do need Anniversary Kobe to make the strength team kind of function, but the combo of this plus the Anniversary Kobe legend is such a godly combo, as you're just consistently getting cooldown reduction for all of your strength units, which enables your Kuma and your 8.5 Anniversary Luffy to just spam their specials over and over again, and doing that much damage through defense, and then Kuma having the potential to force out debuff characters. Like, it's insane, bro. It's like, the combo is way too strong. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Christmasuta. Definitely one of the better legends that has come out over the last year or so. Really good in Pirate Rumble. Usable in normal content, but more usable in Pirate Rumble. And I guess kind of briefly, the ones that come to mind straight away in terms of other units that I guess we could probably talk about, which are also considered, you know, end-of-month legends that are available on normal tickets, is this guy here with Legend Alba. This guy is fantastic. Again, slasher and driven focus, so obviously that's really good. But the ability to remove 10 turns of bind and despair as a captain is just really good. Of course, you've got the other Super Sugos, which have much higher damage output, but still being able to access that is quite strong. A special ability that is pretty decent. If you do have Luffy versus Kaido, if you have that legend, this Alba becomes just godly, right? Because you can just use versus Kaido with this guy. Some of the best combo synergy of legends that we've seen in the game for quite a while. That combo is disgusting. So if you do have versus Kaido, Luffy versus Kaido that is, and this Alba, it's a wrap, bro. That combo is just insane. So I think we have made a dedicated video for that as well. So definitely check out the channel a couple months back when we made a dedicated video for this one. But yeah, this guy's also quite good. So that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to give you guys the little bit of information on in regards to these legends that you can be pulling from all of these tickets and all of your Sugofest pulls. Don't just leave them sitting in your character box. There are ones that you do need to invest in because they're going to help you out considerably. So hopefully this gives you a bit more information about characters you should be looking out for and leveling up in Treasure Cruise. So of course, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching the video. Really hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.